so I can take my turn before we ride. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. You know I'm out on bail, but I ain't going back to jail. I've never seen a cow that testifies, especially if you leave her satisfied. So pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Yeah! So, all right, we got that one out of the way. Thank God. This is how Night Moves would have gone if Bob Seger had been dating a real fat girl when he was writing it. Hey! Oh, hey, boy! Pump him up right now, boy! Sounds good! Hey! A little too fat, could have lost a few pounds. Big old ass sagging down. She was a corn-fed Cajun with one glass eye, a wart on her nose and hairy thighs. Put heavy-duty shocks in my 60 Chevy. It was dragging the ground, that bitch was so heavy. She could look straight down and not see her shoes. A little AP in those Weight Watchers dues. She's eating all of my food. She's got a couple hundred more pounds to lose. She's eating all of my food. Yeah, it was supper time. Sweet, sweet supper time. I took her to lunch at the pizza buffet. She said she wanted a snack, we stayed 2 days. She ate and she ate till I thought she would bust. I built a shelter for the homeless out of that crust. And as we were leaving, they were locking the door. They said, son, don't bring that pig back here no more. And all you can eat sign to her means heaven. She's forced 10 restaurants into chapter 11. She ate up all of their food. They had to close the doors for good. She ate up all of their food. Yeah, it was supper time. Sweet, sweet supper time. She traveled the world trying to get thin. Went to Ethiopia, look what happened to them. Tried to get in Jane Fonda's aerobics class. They couldn't find a tent that could cover her ass. She got depressed and bought a noose. Tried to hang herself, but the limb busted loose. Then she ate that rope too. I don't even think she bothered to chew. You know she ate that rope too. Yeah, it was supper time. Sweet, sweet supper time. Woke last night and thought it was thunder. She was passing gas way down under. Blew the covers right off of my bed. The smell made me wish I was dead. She's eating too much night food. You know she's fat, ugly, and rude. And now she's getting a tattoo. It says, supper time. Sweet, sweet supper time. mind that's thirsty under these lights. This is old Neil Young ragging on his best friend's wife. Oh man, take a look at your wife. 24 and she's still a whore. Saw her out with a pair of guys and neither one was you. I went first and last till I finally ran out of gas. That's a great little piece of ass that's strolling home to you. Lullaby, there's coming her eye. She went down on the whole damn town. She didn't come that much for me. Does she come that much for you? Hey boss, what she cost? Drank whiskey till we both got sauced. She fucked me silly till my eyes were crossed. Now she's strolling home to you. This next song is an old Dylan tune that was inspired by a true experience. Mama, take these handcuffs off of me. You don't need them anymore. I've got rug burns on my knees. My pecker is raw and sore. And your husband's knocking on my front door. He's knocking on my front door. I jumped out the window and looked around. He was standing there with his 44. He said, looky here, what I found. Bang, I don't mess with married women no more. Because the husbands will be knocking on your front door. Knocking on your front door. I don't know how many of y'all remember Gordon Lightfoot. I had an old girlfriend, a skinny redheaded girlfriend from Arkansas named Ellen Fitzgerald, and we were sitting around one night listening to a Gordon Lightfoot album, and the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald was on, and I asked her, I said, "You related to Edmund?" She goes, "Well, probably because up in Arkansas, you know, everybody's related to everybody else, you know." So, anyway, this is how this tune goes. The legend came down from the Arkansas hills, out the big lake they call Gitchigumi. Ellen, they said, gave superlative head, which I found out the night that she blew me. Concluding some terms to fight syphilis germs, she left fully loaded with condoms. Be careful, you guys, cause one look in her eyes will melt all the lubricant off 'em. She had a nice laugh, legs like a giraffe, but a temper as bad as a rhino. I've corked her a desk with my elephant tusk. She's the best piece of ass that I know. Her tits were the pride of her American side, the biggest we'd seen down in Dallas. We laid on our side and screwed till I cried. She rubbed all the skin off my phallus. The good ship and crew all had bones to be chewed, even the cabin boy Harold. And Harold, they say, was a 10-second late for the likes of Ellen Fitzgerald. Well, the wind in her pubes made a tattletale sound when the captain bent her over the railing. He started strumming and she started coming so hard that the crew started bailing. She was often defiled, the epitome of wild. Didn't care who it was that caught her. And now all that remain are the stink and the stains of the sailors who pitched in and bought her. Well, does anyone know where Ellen goes? And does anyone know where to find her? The sailors all say she'd have been a great lady if she had 15 more pounds behind her. Well, this song was done all in good fun, though it may make her seem kind of sloppy. And it's a real good bet that she'll be upset when she finds out her friends all have copies. Somebody put a blue light up there, dude. This thing is fried me to a crisp. This is an old Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel tune called Feeling Groovy. It's been modified from its original format to fit the time and the picture frame, or whatever they say on TV like that. Slow down, you hump too fast. Understand that I've got gas. You're sliding down upon my bone. I'm looking for crabs among your pubes. I've got a heart on, it's a growing. I'm in heat. I'm constantly horny and beating my meat, 'cause I need more ass than a toilet seat. Doodle-doo-doo, God, I'm horny. Slow down, you hump too fast. Understand that I've got gas. You're sliding down upon my bone. I'm looking for crabs among your pubes. Yeah, yeah. Hard to stretch it out 10 inches the way it is, you know what I mean? I started writing this song back in '87 when Jimmy Faye and, you know, Jimmy Baker and Tammy Faye, whatever the hell. Yeah, them. And Jimmy Swaggart were in the news, and Pat Robertson was running for president, and added a couple verses last year about Robert Tilton. And it goes something like this. Well, I ain't one to watch church TV, and I hardly ever get down on my knees unless I'm searching for money to buy myself a bottle of gin. Until I heard the story about the preaching bakers. Jim and Tammy Faye were a couple of fakers, but they weren't faking sex and drugs in Original Sin. Well, it seems old Jim had been getting it on with a church sex poodle named Jessica Hahn and paid her $250,000 just to keep her quiet. Well, it wasn't long before the press found out and the PTL had begun to shout, the best things in life are free, why do you have to buy them? Well, lay preacher's taking on a whole new meaning. Bible school is where I'm leaning. Gonna get myself a TV show when I learn the game. Meanwhile, let's get down on our knees and welcome the very first inductee to the TV Evangelical Hall of Shame. Well, just when we'd seen the last of those braggarts up pipe, God-fearing Jimmy swaggered, preaching on the evils of sin to assemblies of God. You know, he stitched on preachers having affairs, said all his rivals were humping like hares, while he was tending his flock with an iron rod. Well, I guess Jimmy never did heed his own lesson. I saw him last night on TV confessing to offering his iron rod to a prostitute. While he condemned the sinners in the PTL, he and Debbie checked into a raunchy motel and she committed pornographic acts while Jimmy passed the loot. At first he tried to deny the whole caper, and then they showed him the front page of the paper. There were pictures of him and the girl that he couldn't refute. But Mama sure thought he was cute. Now Bible schools are getting lots of new pupils. The only requirement is a lack of scruples, and you get your own TV show when you learn the game. Meanwhile, let's get down on our knees and welcome the very next inductees to the TV Evangelical Hall of Shame. Well, you can save your soul by satellite. If you got the money, you can see the light. Just send a check to the Reverend Robert Tilton. Send lots of money, he'll keep on praying. In case you're wondering where he's staying, send it to the penthouse at the Hilton. Well, the last we heard of Jim and Tammy Faye, they decided to go their separate ways, meaning she separated him from all his cash. But Jim's saving Bob a bunk in his small cell in the house of the state where he now dwells, itching from that prison mattress rash. And the perfect ending to this tale of woes would be to catch Pat Robertson in women's clothes or have some bimbo claim he's been paying her rent. It wouldn't be so bad to catch him doing it in the shrubs if he were just the host of the 700 Club. Thank God we never elected him president. Lay preachers taking on a whole new meaning. Bible schools where I'm leaning. Gonna get myself a TV show when I learn the game. I've already learned don't get caught out of town in a motel room with your trousers down, because you'll be the next inductee to the Hall of Shame. The TV Evangelical Hall of Shame. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
All right, I don't know how many of y'all, when you were growing up, wouldn't eat certain vegetables, but I wouldn't eat any vegetable that had an A, E, I, O, or U in them, and sometimes Y. This song here is the very first song John Cougar Mellencamp ever did. He was 7 years old. As a forerunner to Little Pink Houses. And goes something like this.
Well, we're going to auction it off, man.
Well, there's a boy at the table, fingers drumming impatiently. He's washed his hands in his face, turned on the cable. Now he's watching a little MTV. And there's his mother cooking dinner. Boy thinks it smells like a scream, but just like everyone else, he checks the vegetables first. And he started to scream. Hate that asparagus, worse than them peas and trees. Yeah, I hate that asparagus. Yeah, I'm begging you, please. No little green Brussels sprouts from you, Mom. Honey, pass the beef. Well, I had to sit there till I ate it. Sometimes I'd sit there for a week, and I'd dream of a dog sitting under the table who was a vegetable freak. But there was no dog, no dessert neither, even when I begged on my knees. So while my folks were getting coffee, I'd fill up a baggie and tell them I had to pee. And I'd flush that asparagus, and I'd flush those peas, those tiny green marbles, and those little green trees. Don't cook me no Brussels sprouts, I'm begging you please. When I grow up, I'm eating pizza too. Every day of the week. Yeah, that rings home for a few people, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure y'all remember Don McLean in American Pie. This here is Don McLean, 90 years old, sitting up in the mountains, all alone. He's 90 years old. He can't get it up anymore. He's reminiscing back to the very first time he opened up a nudie magazine, okay? Long, long time ago, I can still remember when Playboy used to make me smile. I was barely 10 years old when I opened my first centerfold and started rubbing myself real slow. Miss February made me shiver with each stroke my hand delivered. And suddenly the door creaked. Mom looked in and really freaked. Well, I can't remember if I cried, but that paddle seemed about 2 feet wide. The next month I slept on my side, but now my peckers died. And I've been singing, bye bye baby, no more hair pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee cause the backseat was wide. That good old girl, you know, she tried and she tried, but she finally said your pecker has died. Seems to me your pecker has died. Would you ride the joy of sex? And would you put out for a man who begs? Everybody tells me so. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. I jacked her off with the candlestick. Jacked her off with the lights down real low. Well, I know that she's in love with him. She hung the skin flute in the gym. No angel born in hell could give head half as well. And Lenin probably went down on marks by Hitler's statue in Gorky Park and carved their initials in the bark on the day my pecker died. Now for 10 years I've been all alone. I haven't scrounged a single bone, but that's not how it used to be. I used to star in porno flicks, and I always had a rock hard dick, but now it's so limp it makes me sick. I guess my peckers died. And the 3 men I admire most, Weird Al, the Dice Man, and Emily Post, raise their drinks in a silent toast today. My pecker died. They were all singing, bye bye baby, no more hair pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee cause the backseat was wide. That good old girl, you know, she tried and she tried, but she finally said your pecker has died. Seems to me your pecker has died. got to have a smoke on that one, I'm telling you.
I know, you go.
Nicotine!
You need it.
I gotta have the fun.
Beth, where are you, darling?
Beth!
Hit me one more time while you're hot. I don't know I can play this one in this position. Never use jobs, they're a pity. I roll with zigzags every night and day. You don't have to worry if you're out of papers. If you got a bomb, baby, fire away. Big heads keep on turning. Hash pipes keep on burning. Rolling, I'm rolling. I'm rolling up some reefer. In Memphis, smoked a lot of hash down in New Orleans, but every time I smoke it, I always get the munchies. That's where I'm wearing size 40 blue jeans. Big heads keep on toining, hash pipes keep on boring. I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling up some reefer. Nobody out there that smokes, I'll tell you that much.
No. Never done it in my life. I'm a virgin.
Bunch of pot virgins out there, that's for sure. The object of this song is to guess Diane's last name. Little titties on my chick Diane, an American slut doing the best she can. She wanted me to be a football star. I told her to go deep in the backseat of my car, sucking on my chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze. I swivel my head around looking out for police. I said, as soon as I come, get on your hands and knees. We'll do it donkey style and double your fees. Oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of that blowjob is gone. Oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of coming is gone. All of a sudden, she coughed, choked, and sneezed, and I felt the burning pain of 1,000 stinging bees. I looked down and frowned and said, God damn you sleaze, you bit my pecker off just as pretty as you please. Oh yeah, life goes on, but it's a little different when your pecker is gone. Oh yeah, life goes on. Too bad she swallowed it. We could have sewed it back on. I had a cock. Now I got a hole. I squat to pee and I no longer bowl. Hang on to your pecker just as long as you can. It's so much easier to piss when you stand. Little titties on my chick Diane. I'm telling you, those female bobbits are all trouble, man. Wow, that's service. That's Beth, our bartender, waitress, and longtime friend. Thank you for being here for us. Way long.
Let's hear it for Beth.
Let's hear it for Beth. Down founder of the Little Titty Committee. She
Don't
said.
call me Diane. Come on.
This next song is really not a parody, it's more of an irony or something. It's called The White Sheep of the Family. Anybody that knows me and knows my family will get a real big kick out of this. Just think opposites, okay? Growing up, I thought my dad was so cool. He never cared, I was always skipping school. But then one day he started acting strange. Flew to Sweden and got a sex change. Don't you know I was hopping mad, not knowing whether to call him mom or dad. Well, I never called him mother much till he started dating a girl named Butch. And then I found out Butch was dressing in drag, so we had a transsexual lesbian going out with a fag. They don't talk to me, but that don't bother me. It's a price I paid to be the white sheep of the family. My sister dances in a topless bar, works overtime in the back seat of her car. Her life's ambition is to be a porno queen. Her silicone titties are a sight to be seen. She's a satanic women's liver, part-time junkie and full-time fibber. And I can't even mention Brother Dan. He's a grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. They don't talk to me. It don't bother me. It's just the price I pay to be the white sheep of the family. Grandpa's a pedophile, you know it's always risky to bring the kids over when he's deep in the whiskey. Grandma's senile and I think she's going blind from chugging quart bottles of her homemade shine. My Aunt Sophie never needs a job. She's a hitman for the New York mob. I got cousins who are skinheads, nephews are geeks, and an uncle so fat he's a sideshow freak. Now they don't talk to me, but it don't bother me. It's just the price I pay to be the white sheep of the family. Well, I don't know just where it was I went right. I had family sitting morning, noon, and night. But every time I tried to turn bad, something stopped me, and boy, am I glad. Just yesterday I was called down to the jail. I had a relative in every single cell, all screaming for me to go their bail. I screamed back, you can all go to hell. They don't talk to me, but I'm the one that's free. It's just the price I paid to be the white sheep of the family. It's the price I paid to be the white sheep of the family. Earth the ball, was that the call I heard? Yeah, that's about right. I think I've been bailed out of jail by every single member of my family. And some that weren't members of the family. This is a little Kenny Rogers roast right here.
All right. You go, Kenny. Come on, Kenny.
She painted up her pussy lips and curled her pubic hair. Put on both her nipple rings and crotchless underwear. There's cum stains on the wall, rough on her knee. Oh, Ruby,
I'm getting
she
on
really likes to please. Well, it wasn't me that brought back that old crazy Asian clack. But someone did, and damned if they didn't lay it in your lap. And then you had to go and spread it all around. Oh, Ruby,
Oh, he's good.
don't take your twat to town. Well, I've had the flu for a couple of days. I don't know if I can get up to hit this next song, but this is a song by The Who. Y'all probably remember Peter Townsend. Came out of the closet about 2 or 3 years ago, and he rewrote Behind Blue Eyes to celebrate his new lifestyle. Something like this. You don't know what it's like to be a faggot, squirming like a maggot between two guys. You don't know what it's like to get naked and really make it between hairy thighs. But in my dreams, my asshole's empty and my sphincter starts to bleed. And my hemorrhoids, they're all so painful. Pretend they're speed bumps and slow down, please. This is Paul McCartney at 100 years old.
All right.
Oh, no.
Yesterday, I forgot my name and where I stay. This Alzheimer's must be bad today. I can't remember yesterday. Suddenly, I have this overwhelming urge to pee. There's a diaper that's surrounding me. Yes, I depend on Depends today. Why I always have to go, I don't know. The doc wouldn't say. All I know is I always have to go 50 times a day. Yesterday, my last remaining pubic hair turned gray. My arthritis, man, it's here to stay. How I long for yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
While we're on the Beatles, we'll do the very first song about Rocky Raccoon. It's when Rocky was 13, getting his very first piece of town. Well, somewhere in the Black Mountain Hills of Dakota, there lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. One day he had a strange feeling running down his thigh. Rocky said, my, oh my. He kind of liked that, said, I'm going to give me some. So one day he walked into town, booked himself a room in Xavier's saloon. Rocky Raccoon had come for some food. He could only soon find a disciple. Though he was only 13, he had a bulge in his jeans that all the girls swore was a rifle. And his rifle, it seemed, was bigger than Harry Reid's. And all the girls feared might be fatal. Still they lined up to have a shot at this pup, 'cause none would mind robbing his cradle. They drew straws to go first, and the losers all cursed when the short straw was drawn by young Nancy. She said, Rocky, I'm the one. Rocky said, let's go have some fun. But it's my first time, so don't try nothing fancy. Rocky Raccoon dragged her up to his room and bent her back over the table. Nancy was hot when Rocky pulled out and shot and left a big stain on her sable. Mabel burst in, sporting 44 twins. And Rocky said, I'll suck them both, honey, if I Mabel. Well, Rocky Raccoon checked back in his room. Here we go. It went on and on, well into the dawn, when Rocky collapsed in a corner. He said, girls, I met my match. Thanks for the wonderful snatch. But if you see my little sister coming, you'd better warn her. Sorry, Rocky.
Yeah!
I know I've got at least one Otis Redding fan out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I left my whore in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. But I had nothing to hump on till this blonde hooker looked my way. Now she's sitting on my cock all day, watching her tits bounce and sway. Yeah, she's sitting on my cock all day, just wasting time. That's it, bro. All right, this is Bob Dylan as a transvestite singing just like a woman.
Bob Dylan is a
My buddy feels no shame. Tonight he's cross-dressing again. I hope nobody knows he's a guy in girls' clothes. Lately I've seen polish on his toes, and his real name is Merle. Yeah, he fakes just like a woman. Yes, he does. He makes love just like a woman. Yes, he does, and he aches just like a woman. And he dresses like like a little girl. Queen Mary, he's my friend. I believe he's taking hormone shots again. Nobody's ever guessed he's got a dick under his dress, especially since he shaved off his mustache. It clashed with his pearls. Yeah, he fakes just like a woman. Yes, he does. He makes love just like a woman. Yes, he does, and he aches just like a woman. And he dresses like a little girl. Well, he was cruising down the street in his finest dress when this cop on the beat pulled him aside. The cop says, I love those sexy heels. Slipped his hand under the dress and copped himself a feel. And then his eyes went wide. And I heard him cry, oy vey, I think I'll shit. I can't believe what I just did. When we meet again, and I'm liquored up on chin, I hope he's wiped those cum stains off his chin. You know, they made me want to hurl. Yeah, he fakes just like a woman. Yes, he does. He bakes bread just like a woman. Yes, he does, and he gives head just like a woman. And he dresses like a little girl. Oh man, I just got maybe one or two more in me, I'm telling you. I'm under the weather.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even know if I can get this low.
I know you can.
You always close your thighs every time I try to kiss your lips. I snake my tongue down there, and it's crushed in your vice grip. Well, I'm getting hard and it shows, baby. But baby, this thing I know, you've lost that fucking feeling, that licking and sucking feeling, that moaning and groaning feeling. Yeah, it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa, yeah. Baby, baby, I'd get down on my knees for you.
Yeah. Matter.
I'll eat you till you come, then maybe we can screw. It's 5 to 69, a long, long time every day. But every time I ask you lately, you only say no way. You've lost that hump and feeling, that moaning and groaning pleading. gone, gone, gone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, it's good to have service like this.
Give her a tip, man. Give her a tip.
Okay, excuse me for just a minute.
Whoa. That's a $5.
I've just got a couple more here, and they're like previews of coming attractions, okay? This is Cat Stevens.
All right.
I can't get it up. She won't suck it in, I can't stick it in. I tried all night, she just wouldn't do it. Tried with all my might, you know she wouldn't chew it. Oh, why do women treat me this way? I might as well turn gay. And that is all. Oh, I didn't even get that one. Wrong door. One more from the Beatles.
Yeah!
Here I stand, dick in hand, pissing against the wall. I'm as drunk as a proverbial skunk, hoping I don't fall. Everywhere people stare, look away, I beg. Well, I can see those last drops of pee trickling down my leg. Hey, you got to shake that piss away. Hey, you got to shake that piss away. How can I close my fly? Goddamn zipper stuck. I yank it up and give myself the vomit cut. Now I'll never fuck. Hey, don't you dare throw my dick away. Hey, don't you dare throw my dick away. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it. Really don't mind if you spit my cum out. I ain't got the time for the old in and out. No, seriously, Cliff wants me to tune this thing down and do a service song. Okay, we're gonna do, let me see. Rawhide. We're gonna do Rawhide one more time.
Rawhide one more time.
And then we're going to tune down to do one serious song for Cliff because it's his favorite song. He's my favorite dude in the whole world. And so let's do Rawhide one more time. For those of you who missed it, this was, of course, the theme song for Clint Eastwood. Originally a cattle rustler song, and it went something like this. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. You know this herd is stolen. Both my balls are swollen. Rawhide. cow sure ain't no virgin, sorry up in tennis court, notching your initials in her hide, so I can take my turn before we ride. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Now I'm out on bail, I ain't going back to jail. Never seen a cow that testified, especially if you leave her satisfied. So pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Pull it out, whip it up, push it in, pull it out, wipe it off, zip it up, rawhide. Y'all get yourself a drink. It's gonna take me a little while to tune this up. Tune it down actually.
I don't know. It's DNA structure.
Exactly.
Don.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the spring of '69, you know, I dropped out of school. Uncle Sam grinned and said, son, I'll take you in, even though you're just a fool. But he said, forget about the dance, we're gonna give you a chance to break the golden rule. Well, I never did make it to the senior prom.
No.
I was dodging bullets and napalm. On a deluxe, all expenses paid vacation to Vietnam.
Oh, no.
Well, I come from the land of the brave and the home of the free. And I killed every communist in sight to keep the world safe for democracy. They said it was all right, Ma. Said it was what our laws decreed. And the folks back home would smile and nod. As the body counts rose, they'd stand to applaud. Junior was killing commies in the name of God. Every night I wake up screaming in a cold, cold sweat. And I know I'm only dreaming, but in my dreams the war ain't over yet.
Amen.
is always dry, but the sheets are soaking wet. Incoming rockets exploding all around. Machine gun fire round after round. I'm hugging the ground, ain't making a sound, wishing I was homeward bound. I lost a few friends to bullets, lost a few friends to skag. Some were shot up and some would shoot up, some of them were fragged. Either way they were tagged, wrapped in a flag and shipped home in a bag. Folks back home would smile and nod. If the body counts rose, they'd stand to applaud. Junior was killing commies in the name of God. Thank you very much and good night.
Yeah. All right.
Stand up. Yeah, stand up.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming. Thank you. He deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
He does. Hey, there's a guy out in the parking lot.